Hi Year 2, it's Monday the 18th of May today. This week's challenges are going to involve two-step word problems. So last week we looked at lots of one-step word problems, and now each of our problems will have two steps or two things to do to find out the answer. So it's a little bit trickier this week, but if we do it together, I'm sure we'll be okay. So let's have a look at our steps to success. Now this week we've got 5 things to consider when we're working out our two-step word problems. The first thing we have to do is read the question carefully, and we know that already, don't we? Practice that a lot. The next thing we need to think about is what is first and what is next. So there's going to be a step 1, the first thing to do in our problem, and a step 2. We've got to do something else in order to find the answer. So what is first, what is next? Then we need to decide which operation to use. Is it going to be multiplication, addition, subtraction, or division? And the next thing we need to do is decide which method to use. We know lots of methods, so we're going to try this week to choose the most efficient or the quickest method, and then we're going to check our work. Now this sounds like a lot to remember. So today, children, I'd like you to keep watching the video and let's do our problems together for today. And then later in the week, we can think about doing it on our own. But for today, let's work as a team. All right, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, as we know, is read the question. Let's have a try. The children in a class collect some coins. They have 9 5p coins and some copper coins worth 13p. How much money have the children collected? Okay, so I've read the question. I'm going to read it again and try and work out what is first and what is next. The children in a class collect some coins. So that gives us an idea. We want to find out the total number of pennies that they've got, don't we? That's the aim. This is going to be the total here. They have 9 5p coins. So we know that we need to find out how much money that is, don't we? So we don't know what that is yet. We need to work it out somehow. And some copper coins worth 13p. So the next thing we'll need to do, once we know how much money is here, we'll need to add on our 13p, won't we? So this is going to be step 1, and this is going to be step 2. So they have 9 5p coins. How could we write that as a number sentence? 9 5p coins. 9 lots of 5. Have a go and we'll see if you're right. Write it down as a number sentence. Yes, indeed, 9 lots of 5, or 9 times 5. That's what we need to do to find out how much money is here. So, if you've got some 5p coins, that would be great. You can grab yourself 9 5p coins, maybe set them out on the table and use those to help you count. Or you can use your fingers, can't you? So here we are, I've got my 9 5p coins and I'm going to count up in 5s. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Or you could use your fingers. We're going to count up in 5s 9 times. Go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We got the same answer both times, didn't we? So we know that we're right. 9 lots of 5 is 45. So they've got 45p made out of 5p coins, haven't they? So we've done our step 1, but we're not finished yet. We need to do step 2, don't we? So we've got our 45p and we need to find out how much money there is altogether. So we've got our 45p because we worked it out over there, didn't we? This is step 2. We've got our 45p and we're going to be adding on how much money? 13p, because that's the other pile of coins that they've got in copper coins, haven't they? They've got 13p in copper coins. And we want to find out what the total is. Now we're going to need to use a number line because we're adding two 2-digit numbers. Got 10s and 1s here and 10s and 1s here. So you could pause the video here now and see if you can do that by yourself, or let's do it together. So we're going to draw ourselves a number line. Which number is going to go on the end here? 45, you're right, because that's the biggest number, isn't it? And it's going to be really efficient and quick if we start with the bigger number. Let's split our smaller number into 10s and 1s. It's made of 10 and 3. Let's add on our 10s first. Nice big jump of 10. Let's add on that 10 then. Starting on 45, going to jump and land on 55. The 10s gets bigger, the 1s stays the same, doesn't it? Well done. Tick those off. We're going to add on that 3, aren't we? Those 1s. So we're adding on 3, and here's where our fingers are going to come in useful again, aren't they? So there I am. I'm putting 55 on my head because that's where I've got to so far. I'm going to add on 3 because those are my 1s. Ready, go. 55, 56, 57, 58. So I've landed on 58. So how much money have the children collected altogether? Well, they've collected 58 what? 58 elephants? No, 58 pence. Well done. Super duper work, everybody. Let's move on to the second question as a team. Here we go. Okay, here's question 2. So remember, let's read it together really carefully. Here we go. There are 100 grams of chocolate chips in the bag. There it is. Sita uses 25 grams. Ben uses 35 grams. How many grams of chocolate chips are left in the bag? Okay, so we need to find out or decide what happens first and then what happens next. So to start with, I've got 100 grams, haven't I? Before the bag's even opened, I've got 100 grams. First, Sita comes along, she opens the bag of chocolate chips and she uses 25 grams, doesn't she? Then along comes Ben and he uses 35 grams of what's left in the bag. And we want to know how many grams of chocolate chips they leave behind. So Sita uses some, then Ben uses some. How many chocolate chips are left in the bag? So here we are, 1 and 2. Okay. Now we've decided what comes first and what comes next. So now we need to decide which operation to use. Okay, so it's time to read the question yet again for some more clues. There are 100 grams of chocolate chips in the bag. That seems like our total, what we've got at the beginning, doesn't it? Sita uses 25 grams. So she's going to be taking them away, taking them out of the bag, isn't she? Because she's using them, she's taking them away. Ben uses, that's that word again, that's going to help us, another 35 grams. So he's taking out some more chocolate chips. Okay, and we want to know how many are left. That's another clue that it's going to be take away, isn't it, or subtraction for this question. So let's see if we can write a number sentence for this part here, step 1. So we're starting with 100 grams, aren't we? And we're going to take away how many grams? 25 grams, because that's what Sita had, or what Sita used, isn't it? Maybe she made some muffins or something. And we want to know how many grams was left in the bag after Sita had used some. 100 take away 25 equals something. What can we use to help us, children? A number line, you're quite right. So if we draw our number line here, we're taking away this time, so our larger number is going to go on the end here, isn't it? And that's 100, because that is our total, the largest number we're working with. We're taking away 25, So I'm going to split it into tens and ones. It's made of 10 and another 10 and a 5. So I'm going to take away my tens first. I've got 2 jumps because I've got 2 lots of 10, haven't I? And can you see I've taken away 10 each time? Now this is quite nice and simple because we're starting on a number that ends in 0, 100. So we're going to count back in tens. Go. 100. What are we going to land on? 90. Good. 80. That wasn't too tricky, was it? So we've taken away both those tens. Well done. We're going to remember to take away our ones, aren't we? Another jump, this time taking away 5. And again, children, when we take away ones, our fingers become really useful, don't they? So we're starting with the number 80 because that's where we landed on when we took away our tens. We're going to take away 5, 80, 79, 78, 76, 77, 76, 75. So we've landed on 75. And you might start to know now, children, that when you've got a number that ends in a 0 and you take away a 5, what you land on is going to end in a 5, isn't it? Because we've taken away 5, which is half of 10. But you might have to use your fingers, which is fine. So Sita leaves 75 grams in the bag, doesn't she, when she's finished off? So we've done our step 1. But we know that Ben comes along to take some more chocolate chips, doesn't he? So this time we need to have a think about a new number sentence, don't we? What are we going to be starting with this time? Well, it's going to be 75 grams left in the bag this time, isn't it? So our new total, our new biggest number is 75 because that's the amount that we had left after Sita was finished. We're going to take away 35 grams because that's how many grams Ben uses. And we want to know what's left in the bag. That's that mystery number here, isn't it? 75, that's what's left. Take away 35, that's what Ben uses, equals something. That's the number that we want to find out. That's our answer, isn't it? Okay. So just as we did before, children, we're going to use a number line because we're taking away a 2-digit number here. So that's our best method. We've got our number line. We're going to put our largest number on the end so that we can count back. I'm getting really good at this, aren't you? We're going to split up this smaller number into tens and ones so we know what we're working with. So it's made of 10 and 10 and 10, 3 lots of 10 and 5, isn't it? So starting with the tens, it's 3 jumps back, isn't it? 3 jumps of 10 because there are 3 tens in 35. Ready? So we're starting with 75 this time, counting back in tens. Go. 75, 65. Remember that the tens get smaller, the 1 stays the same. 65, 55. And 1 more lot of 10 to take away. We're going to land on 45. Well done. Don't forget to tick off those tens because that will help us keep track so we don't take too many away. Okay? Next we're going to take away this 5. That's the ones to take away. Another lot of 5. So remember, our fingers and our counting in our heads is really useful when we're taking away ones. So 45 is the number we landed on, so that's going on our foreheads. 45, dear. And we're going to count back in ones 5 times. Go. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. So we've got 40 is our answer. 40 here. 75 take away 35 equals 40. So how many grams of chocolate chips are left in the bag? We know it's 40 grams of chocolate chips. So can you see, children, we've done two different things, haven't we? First we took away 25 and then we took away 35 to find our answer. Well done, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow for some more two-step word problems. Bye now.